Okay, we good. So hello and thank you for joining us for this small webinar. So it's a presentation webinar about the new Sustainable IT MOOC. It's a welcome from all three institutes, so the Institute for Sustainable IT in France, Switzerland, and Belgium. And we're going to just present you the new Sustainable IT MOOC. Regarding the content, so welcome to this webinar, of course. Hello, Gael, who just joined. So the person who will be speaking, it's mostly me, I guess. We'll see, but I'm the host of the webinar. We also have Vincent Courboulet from INR France,
Hello,
Jocelyn
everyone.
Oppenlander from ISIT Switzerland, which ISIT would be Sustainable IT, and INR it's the equivalent in French, Institut Numérique Responsable. We also have Vanessa with us, who has been working a lot on the project as well, and me as a presentator or host. Did I? Yeah, I did start the recording. So for the program of the day, I mean this session, so we want to explain to you why is it important to have a MOOC and why it's everyone concerned. Uh, Basically, and just as a first word, because training is the first step if you want to address sustainable IT. So it needs to do things in the right order. And one of the key objective of the institute is to provide the content and the knowledge for companies and organizations to address sustainable IT. So today we'll not present the topic. If you want to discover sustainable IT, you can of course get to the MOOC, but so no sustainable IT presentation today. Hello, Thomas. So the agenda, we're going to show a bit more about what was about the redesign, why we did a redesign of the MOOC. We're going to explain to you the governance and the stages of the project. Of course, there's an acknowledgements part section because we need to thank all the contributors from all the institute from France, Belgium, and Switzerland. We'll deep dive a bit more about the new features and the new content. Of course, we'll speak about certification. So for the Sustainability MOOC, there's a test that you can undergo, and there's a certification related to it. And then there's also the SCORM files. That's a bit more technical, but we'll explain along the way. And then we'll provide you with the global view of the Sustainable Academy. So we have Vincent, who is actually let's say, the manager or the big guy for or the responsible person, let's say, for the Academy NR, so Sustainable IT Academy. And so we'll showcase you that there's a bit more than just the Sustainable IT MOOC, but that's for the end. So I'll start. So why is everyone concerned? Well, you might know that digitalization is everywhere in our companies and organization. And so for us, the objective of the Sustainable IT MOOC is to offer a concrete explanation and solution on what can you do on sustainable IT. So again, it's both reducing the footprint, environmental footprint, but it's also addressing inclusion, accessibility, and ethics, digital well-being, you name it. So there's a lot to do. The action can be collective, can be individual, but there's a lot to do. And for us, the MOOC is meant to provide the basics. Once you take the MOOC, you can start to address the topic internally in your organization with a good, let's say, background or knowledge package, and that's the whole point. And so for the MOOC, it's open access and free. So even if you don't a member of the institute, although we invite you to become a member of one of the institutes if you need help or if you want to support our actions, there's one short version, 30 minutes, and then there's a bigger version, the complete version of the MOOC, and it's roughly between 4 and 5 hours of training. It has to be said that it's trainings on your own, so I do think we call this asymmetric training. So it's not someone that you need to follow and be present at a certain time. You can take the whole MOOC at once, overnight, during weekends, during work hours, and you can do that in one pack, or you can divide it as there's multiple modules. So you can always start and start back where you stopped in the contents. And like we said, there's a certificate of knowledge, but we'll get to that. Um, just a bit of history. The MOOC was launched in France by INR France. It was a big project from the institute back then in 2021. And then it became more collaborative creation with the other members to also make sure we can have content that is not only related to France, but we can also have content that is, let's say, international proof. So as of today, there has been a lot of people trained. Over 7,000 certificates of knowledge have been, let's say, given after the test. And so we know that we have a lot of people that are trained thanks to the MOOC. And so we are pleased. Redesign guidelines. Vincent, can I let you that part?
Yeah,
Yep.
thank you, Jules. As you mentioned, 2021 is a little bit old for a digital course, so it needs a large refresh. And as you mentioned, and it's really important, this book is a massive online open course and it's self-guided. You don't need, oh, um, Jules, could
That's not me.
you,
That's not me. I'll just take
oh.
back the control and do this. Okay.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, no facilitator or teachers are needed, and you can go at your own pace and at your own schedule, as you mentioned. Secondly, what is really important for the ISIT Institute at the Institute for Sustainability is this MOOC is accessible for all audiences. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Voilà. Even though the unfamiliar with the sustainable IT, le NR means numérique responsable, so it's a sustainable IT. So it's available even for people who are just discovering the topic, but also for those who want to go deeper. That's why we've got two different type of formats of the MOOC, a short one for a quick awareness, and in order to go deeper, we've got a 4.5 hours full courses, which allowed to go to deeper in the subject, in the solution, in the problem, even in the way to measure the impact. After the long MOOC, the full courses, the 4.5 hours, as you mentioned also, Jules, it's possible to pass a certification currently passed by more than 700,000 people. It's quite important, and we hope with this new English and Dutch version increase rapidly this number, mainly because it is multilingual. We've got the French, as you mentioned, the English, and now the Dutch currently available, and I think Vanessa will speak later on this new version.
I will.
I've seen on the participant there is a Spanish participant, so do not hesitate to contact us if you want to translate the MOOC in Spanish, and we are really enjoy to think about this solution. And this important to understand that it's quite easy to translate. Sure, Vanessa is agree with me. To quite easily to translate the MOOC, mainly because from the beginning of the project, we hoped to easily translate, to easily add new language with generic content, of course, but to also have the availability to increase specific addition, specific parts of the MOOC regarding corresponding to different language, different topic, different skills, and so on. Um, as it is mentioned in this slide, is useful for all profiles, student, employees, individual, organization, and so on. And with this new version, we focused on optimized user experience. And I'm not sure, Jules, that you have. Is it planned to make a small demo of the MOOC? Tell me.
Karen, do you want me to go on the MOOC at the end? Of course,
at
we
the
can.
But
end,
not
perhaps
now.
at the end.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
Not
well,
now.
now.
Okay.
not
No,
now.
no,
Okay.
not now.
Okay.
Perhaps at the end, but I
Yes.
think it could be interesting to present the new MOOC. So this is the guidelines of our new project.
Thank you, Vincent. I will now give the mic to Vanessa for governance and stage projects.
Well, as you can guess, the project is not made alone. So, of course, we have several entities involved in this. I will start with sharing with you the key orchestrator for this. Unfortunately, she is not with us because she is enjoying her holiday. But Gaëlle Mongeon was the main project manager for this new MOOC, this MOOC version 2, and she coordinated the full delivery. Of course, she also had the steering committee. You will see in the MOOC there is a dedicated session with all the people, and that's why I'm sharing the picture, but it's also on the MOOC, so I'm not doing anything that is not GDPR compliant. So the steering committee, which was also with Vincent, Olivier, who is in the call as well, Florian from the Swiss Institute, and as I mentioned, Gaëlle. That's not all, because there is also an editorial committee, and we had more than 50 contributors for this. Jocelyn will give a bit more details about that, so I will not go to it. But you must know that this MOOC, even if it's a V2, it was, yeah, with a lot of people involved to make sure that the content was solid, was robust. And of course, then a validation committee, and as well as a testing team specifically for the English version and the Nederlandstalige versie.
Should I go for the next slide then?
Please do.
Yes.
So, as mentioned by Vincent, you heard that, of course, yeah, the redesign took some time. So the project started in March 25, but like any other project, it takes time to make it correctly. So we started from April to July to really go into the content and see what needed to be changed, because it was created in 21. So of course there were some new items to be added, like for example AI, which was not such a hot topic in 21, but now of course we can't produce content without mentioning it. So there was a lot of co-creation with all the parties that I mentioned before. Then there was the review in August, and then again in September. And so that's why you saw that maybe you didn't see, but that's why we launched the French version in January this year. But of course, it doesn't mean that if you have French version, you also have everything for the English or the Dutch version. And so that's why after this delivery in French, we started to work really hard on the English version that is available online, and as well on the Dutch version. We are quite happy to have this first Dutch version, because the MOOC already existed in French and in English already in the past, but it's the first MOOC in Dutch. So for us, it's very important, because yeah, we as the Belgian Institute, sorry, of course, yeah, Dutch is definitely part of our ecosystem, but also for other companies, even if they are based in Switzerland or in France, they can also have some sister companies in other countries. And that's also why Vincent mentioned before, we will be very happy to also extend the MOOCs in new languages. Attention point, though, even if it's not reflected in this timeline, you could hear it behind the words that, yeah, it took 6 months to have additional versions. So do not think that it's indeed a very, let's say, it's a delivery without effort. I'm done.
Yeah. Sorry, just time for me to unmute myself. Okay. Jocelyn, I'll let you that part.
Yes, thank you very much. So, as said by Vanessa, Jules, and Vincent, it was really a cross partnership, if I may say. The goal was really to provide a MOOC which was really international. So, as you can see in the logo, we had the chance to have really a lot of different entities from France, from Belgium, from Switzerland, that we thank a lot for their contribution, because it was really helpful for us. And I also want to take the opportunity, if you can go to the next slide, please, to thank our partners. So for the video production and the technical and financial support, the University of Liège. For the technical support on the MOOC development, the Explain agency, and finally for the validation committee, so la University of La Rochelle, University of Liège, and the university, well, the Haute École of the Canton de Vaud, so from Switzerland. So really, thank you to all those partners and all these contributors. This made it really a great success. And as said also by my co-presenters, the goal is to potentially extend this. So we are always looking for new ideas. And based on that, we are also doing a call to feedback. So in case you want to share your feedback, do not hesitate to do so. We are really willing to open. It can be from the technical standpoint, but also from the new ideas about the new languages and everything. We are really open to feedback, so please do that. And also, please share the MOOC on your social networks. This gives us visibility. It's important for us to continue to contribute and to continue to extend the capabilities of such tools. So please share and do not hesitate to do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Next part. So on the new features and content, so like Vincent said, the first MOOC was in 2021, and sustainable IT, I mean, the numbers and metrics and whatever evolve quite fast. So we know that there's a boom, for instance, in greenhouse gas emissions. We know that with the AI coming in, it's also it's brand new topic to address. So it's always evolving, and so we had to update the data. So that is the most important aspect. It was how we can update some numbers, some metrics. That was the most important stuff for us. It was up to date. Then it was also about getting that international perspective, because like we said, at first the project was only at INR France, so the French Institute, and we had sometimes feedback in Belgium, like in the certification, like yeah, we have questions about the numbers of paper sheets printed per employee in France, or there was some specific contents. If you know accessibility guidelines, you might know that internationally you're going to work with what we call WCAG, but in France they have RG2A. So it was like making sure that the content of the MOOC is, like I said prior to this, international proof, let's say, and that was one of the objectives for us to push towards the new version. Also, a closer look at social and geopolitical, because you don't always want to address green IT, you want to get the full picture. And it was also important to highlight the difference between what is collective and what is done individually. Of course, like Vanessa said, the impact of AI was indeed welcome and kind of a request from people. So we know that we need to all the time update that aspect. And in the way we did it as well, we hope that the next update will be also easier. For the modules and content, but we'll showcase it just afterwards. There's those three really parts, and that's something that was highlighted by the Sustainable Academy INR from the start. If you check the content of INR France from the start, it's always about understand first, training first, then you measure, and then you put in place action plans and stuff. Just as a reminder, all three institutes can help your organization on that. So both on training with the MOOC, but also we can have conferences and other interventions. On the measurement part, will not spoil that much, but there's also the winner tool. So the institute have a tool to measure eventually your footprints. There's My Impact, also the sustainability calculator. So we'll do that in the chat just after. But in the measurement part, we can, thank you, Vincent, we can help you as well. And as a reminder, so the My Impact is an individual calculator for green IT or ICT greenhouse gas emission, but individually. And there was an update from Guillaume Gallon project manager from INR France, with additional carbon intensity grid from different countries. And so we also have the Netherlands, I think Luxembourg, I think Spain and Italy and Germany are also added. So now the tool, the last link by Vincent, is really super multilingual. And so it's a nice update as well. And for the act phase, this is something else. So yeah, what you can do collectively and individually that we said, and then concept of sobriety and robustness. So robustness, resiliency, new kind of concept that are coming into sustainability topics, and so it's addressed as well in the MOOC. And so this is the layout of the modules. First is sustainable, responsible digital practices. My bad. It's sustainability practices. It's automated translation. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's my bad. It's my bad. Then you have all the triptych. So environmental, social, and economical aspects of digital technologies. Number 3 is, like we said, measurements. Number 4 is what you can do, acting, like I said, individually and globally and collectively. And then 5, it's other small topics. I mean, not small topics, but eco design and accessibility that are sometimes specifically meant for IT teams or marketing, if we speak about accessibility. So that's a specific aspect. And then you have the synthesis and what you can do next. So in the previous MOOC, I think it was, let's say 12 modules of content, and you had +3 with the glossary and the certificate info, but it was 12 modules. Now it's, let's say, 5 of content, maybe 6. So it's quite reduced to simplify the training path. In terms of certification, so you have a
I think you should go back to the previous slide and show us what it looks like for real. What do you think?
We go to the MOOC now? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I guess so.
Normally, I did share all my screens, so can you tell me if you do indeed see that I'm online now?
We do.
Okay, so that's the website. Shall we take it in Dutch? Yeah, we can take it in Dutch. I'm not going to speak Dutch though. So you have indeed all the content in Dutch, and you will see that you have introductie voor duurzaam IT, so the introduction MOOC. You have the big one, full MOOC, and then you have also the upcoming MOOCs in other languages that will be translated. But I don't want to, because I didn't want to spoil the part of Vincent. That's why I didn't start with the demo yet, but we'll do that. And so I can click here. And so you have information that there's a new MOOC, etc., etc. And you can have all the information about duration, number of modules. I think 11 it's because it's 1.2, etc. Then you have information about certificates, all audience totally free, license, and you have the link to the other languages. If you want to take the certificate, you have a simple link with all the practical details. Please keep in mind that if you're a member of the Institute, you might have freebies for the certificates. You can, of course, give us feedback. Again, it's a new MOOC, so might be some typos, might be some stuff that you don't understand, and let's say the spelling is not okay and accessible for everyone. So really, if you sense that something could be improved, feel free to share. And then you have, of course, all the modules, so introduction, etc., etc. Which one should we take? We don't know. Okay, let's go for measurement part or acting. This one. Okay. So it's basically top down. So you just move into the content. You have on your left, let's say the table of contents, and you can see where you're at in the module. And so you just go and follow the content. So in this case, it's a video that I can hide if I want. We try to make it as smooth as possible. And then you go on into the content. So the 4 pillars of sustainable IT, you're going to have information. You can go like this. So a lot of animations to make it more easy to work on. And then you have definitions, small games and stuff. So you just keep on going into the content, more information, and sometimes you will have some tests as well. So I will not go for there, but then, for instance, you have all the best practices. You will have sometimes hyperlinks that gets you to a specific link for more information. So the idea of the MOOC was to make it at least not 20 hours of training, but if sometimes you don't know what is, for instance, an LCA, a life cycle assessment, you will have specific content to get you into some content or concepts. You go on, you go on, you go on. You can have those kind of animations and so on. And so you can see the completion level, not level, but where you're at in the module. And then you go on, you go on. And usually you will have sometimes, most of the time you will have a quiz just to make sure you get the content right. Pay attention, this is totally not a certificate, okay? It's just a small quiz to make sure you get it. So I will try this one.
Come on, don't spoil. Leave this.
Okay. Sorry. Let's not do that then. But so you kind of see the content. Is it okay as a demo, or should I go further?
No, for me, it's just perfect. And as you can all see, you can pick if you want to do the full MOOC. Of course, you go from 0 to 8. And if you want to only pick some specific modules, you can also do it the way Jules just showed. And so we can go back to the presentation. Thanks a lot, Jules.
Thanks. But so that's it for the general content and the overview of the modules. Like we said, there's a certification that is linked to the MOOC. For the test, it's 40 minutes. So you need to make sure that you have that time ready. It's 40 question MCQ, and you need 29 points out of 40 to succeed it. Thank God, I think there's no negative points in the MCQ. But please don't make it random. There's 2 sessions a month. I don't know if it's 2 sessions for in language, but I do think so. And when you register to the certification, you have actually 2 attempts. So if you miss the first one, there's an automatic inscription to the second one. If you want to pass it in June, you will be automatically subscribe, let's say, for July, unless you tell us, I'll do that in September for the second attempt. This is doable. The certification is issued by ISIT-INR and Université de La Rochelle, and so you receive a certificate on this. Quick word also, and of course, if you get the certification, feel free to post it on LinkedIn and to tag the institute to let us know. And then there's the SCORM file. So if you don't know what a SCORM file is, it's basically all the content of the MOOC that you can implement into your LMS. So an LMS, it's a learning management system. Most companies can track training path of their employees and make sure employees do get trained on specific topic. So let's say you want to make sure that all new colleagues, if you work in sustainability or if you work in IT and your company is addressing sustainability, you can get new employees up to speed. And so as part of their basic trainings when they get into the organization, you could ask them, for instance, to follow the introductory MOOC. And for certain types of profiles, for instance, people that will work on sustainability, you can make it, let's say, mandatory for them to follow the Sustainable IT MOOC, the full version. And to make sure you can track this, then the SCORM files are the best way to do that. For ethical reasons, we don't track the training people that get trained on the web platform. So we cannot provide you metrics on who's following the MOOC online. That we don't do. So yeah, it's more of a corporate need for some companies. And to get the SCORM files, it's members only. So if you're a member of one of the 3 institutes, you can ask for those files. On top of that, because I know this was someone from European institution maybe we can have a discussion if somehow you want to get the MOOC at the EU level. We would be pleased, and so feel free to reach out. But as of now, only for the members. Can I let you the last word on the global academy view, Vincent?
Well, I think you already presented
I
perfectly.
spoiled it a bit.
No, it's not a problem. As you understand, I'm French, so my English is not as fluent as as Jules. So I repeat badly the same thing that he done. Currently, we've got 4 different MOOC, some in 3 languages, some in 2 languages, some in just in French. But the objective, the short objective is to translate all the resources in different languages, at least 3 languages, French, English, and Dutch. And as I mentioned, if you decided to help us to translate in Spanish, in Italian, in Arab, and in any other languages, we'll be very happy to work with you. And Vanessa will be happy to translate once again in a very specific languages.
Pero hace mucho tiempo no he hablado español, ¿eh?
Oh la. This woman is absolutely awesome.
Thank you. And so that gets us to the end of the content. So as we said, there's a lot actually of translation still going on. Although we did finish for the Sustainable IT MOOC, we did finish all 3 translation. But as we said, for the Sustainable AI MOOC, more
Responsible AI.
responsible AI, my bad. In this case, it's responsible. There's more translation to come. So let's say in two months' time, feel free maybe to check it back, and this might be available. If you did register,
It will be before. Sorry to interrupt, because
Yeah.
as you know, I'm also part of this. Well, very soon you will also see the responsible AI MOOC in Dutch and in English. But don't worry, we'll of course invite you to the webinar at the current time.
And yeah, and also if you're a member of one of the institute, normally you do receive our newsletters. If not, we have public newsletters as well. So if you go on the website of the different institute, and we can give you the link afterwards. After that, you can register to newsletter to get information, not members related information, but we share public information as well with events, news, such as the delivery of a new translation, for instance. And that was about it. That's what we wanted to share with you. We would like to thank you. So again, we thank everyone, all the contributors. We thank everyone for the partners, people that spoke today for the webinar. So thank you, Vanessa. Jocelyn had to go for another meeting, I guess, and Vincent. And feel free to share. Really, again, we're a non-profit, and this is totally free. The content is free. So we want to make sure we can emulate on the topic, and that more and more people can access, we hope, qualityful content on this. So I'm done. And again, I guess we can take question if there is. So Thomas, Louis, Manael, Michel, Pierre-Alain, if you have question, now is the time. But I will stop the recording just now.